Hello, everyone. This is London Hill Group here. Today, we're going to talk about snowballing your debt, paying off your credit cards, your loans, and purchasing a house after you pay off the house that you're living in. First, I know everybody says purchase a house. I can't even catch up to the bills that I have now. And that's why I'm here to say to you, this is what I would do, and this is what I have done. At times when I'm heavily in debt and owe the creditors money and I'm getting phone calls, I stop paying on my credit cards and my loans, and I start snowballing and throwing money at debt that is the highest interest rates first. So it might be one bill, say I owe $10,000. One bill interest rate is 26% a year. That's my highest bill. I'll start snowballing and paying that debt first. And then I'll move on to, once that's paid, I'll move on to another debt. I'll start snowballing and putting money towards paying off that debt, the next highest interest rate of debt. I do that all the way along until majority of my credit cards are paid off and my loans are paid off, or I have such small balances on the credit cards that is looked at a good thing with the creditors and the credit bureaus. So if this is one thing that's holding you back right now, this is something that you could do, especially if your income is limited. You can't pay all your debt off each month. Next, I like to buy a house. So when I put down a deposit, I go into closing, and I purchase a house. My game plan is to pay off the mortgage as soon as possible. I like to get a mortgage with no prepayment penalties before I purchase the house. When I sign the loan documents, I make sure there's no prepayment penalties. That means if you pay off the house before the fixed term or the term, then you get no penalties or fees against yourself. Now the thing is that I said pay off the mortgage as soon as possible. Yes, I mean that, and I'm animated about this. It's essential that you pay off the mortgage as quick as possible to have leeway. So once most of your debt is down, you can start sending in extra payments per month to pay off your mortgage. So say if your mortgage is $2,500 per month, and $2,500 per month, and say that all your expenses associated with your house come out to another $500. Taxes, insurance, landscaping, trash removal. And then say you pay another $200 for electric and gas. So altogether, that's $3,200 a month. But say you only get paid $3,800 a month. Right? So you have $600 left over. Say with the $600, you spend $145 a month to pay off your creditors. One creditor at a time. Right? The other $200 a month goes towards transportation. Getting back and forth to work or your job or for a car vehicle. Another $250 a month is for car insurance. That means you're left with roughly like $125 per month of cash to do whatever you want to do with. Now, you're talking about food. Food, I noticed that by buying bulk food supplies from places like Trader Joe's, Costco, or discounted food merchandise sellers, you will be able to save a pretty good penny. So out of that $125, say you spend $75 on food. You have $50 left over. The extra $50 you could take and put towards your mortgage every month. So say you pay the $2,500 mortgage on the 1st. Then 2 weeks later, you send an extra $50 on the 15th towards your mortgage. That mortgage you will be able to pay in like 24 years instead of 30 years. Now, the more money you send in during the second installment, the quicker you're going to be able to pay your mortgage down. So instead of paying it off in 30 years, you pay it off in 24 years. But here's the good part. Once your mortgage is paid off, and you're still making the same amount of money, like $3,200. So you're still making. You have Social Security, you're on a fixed income, and you're not really working all the time, but temporary jobs here and there. So say you're making $3,200. You can run out once the house is paid off and purchase another house that's going for a little bit less than what your previous mortgage was going for. So your mortgage was $2,500, but this time you bought a house for $2,000. And you did it all over again. And at this time, 20 years later, you done paid off all your snowballing debt. Because as soon as you pay off the 150 towards 145 towards the debt, and say one bill gets paid off at 145, you don't gotta worry about that bill anymore. You throw an additional one, you throw another 145 at the other bill, get it paid off. If you make a little bit extra money working side jobs, you can snowball that debt even more. Little side job hustles.